Oh, so, hi. If you're watching this, then that means I actually posted it on YouTube. So, to any longtime viewers of mine, and I know that there are very few of them left, you may have been wondering why I haven't posted anything in a few months. Well, there's a lot of reasons. So, anyways, I decided to just go ahead and post this informal video while I'm at work. So, like I said, longtime viewers will know this stuff. I was in the military before, about 5 years ago. And then I got I had a back injury for like many years, and I dealt with it for many years, until eventually it got to the point where the people at the clinic on the base said, well, you've been seeing us for a long time for the same problem, so we're going to med board you. So they unceremoniously sent me home, and I moved back home, and I thought it was going to be a temporary situation living with my parents. But you know, this generation, this is the hopeless generation. You know, people my age, people a bit younger than me, people a bit older than me, are living with their parents, and it's a completely normal thing, which is very unfortunate. But I did finally manage to find a job. I mean, it took me 5 years to finally find a job. You know, someplace that was going to hire like a disabled vet that, you know, had not been able to finish college. Thanks a lot for that, military. You know, you promised I would be able to do that, and you didn't let me do it. So, as you can very well see from all this stuff, I am a security guard. Yeah, security guard. That's the job I was able to get. And I'm not dissing it or anything, because hell, I needed a job. A job's a job, but you know, I mean, what am I? Like, I'm a 30-something overweight rent-a-cop. I mean, it's not exactly where I saw my life going, but you know, in this day and age, with this economy still in a total crap, and like a president whose allegiances are at least questionable, you know, a job is a job. It's the best that I can do, and I'm not really complaining. We're going to go ahead and unbutton that, because I don't need to look formal. I'm literally sitting out here in the middle of nowhere, in the dark. It's a little after midnight, and I'm guarding a location. We actually had some rain, a little bit of rain, but mostly, you know, there's a lot of lightning and thunder, so I'm definitely staying inside, especially since, you know, I would not be surprised if there are coyotes around here, you know. I'm behind the fence line. So, let's go ahead and talk about some stuff, alright? So, alright. I don't know if anyone actually has this question, but I'm sure it's something that some of the longer time viewers have been, you know, wondering. When I started to do Steve Tries, which, if you're not aware, is a video series where basically I and some friends of mine drink some really weird stuff that we find at like dollar stores and Asian markets and stuff to see how it tastes. And the thing is, the worse stuff tastes, the better the show is. I was trying anything and everything to try and make some kind of a hit on YouTube. Because, you know, being unemployed for as long as I was, that's, you know, not exactly a good thing. I wanted some way to make money, and I thought, well, I'm not going to get rich off of YouTube, but I might be able to be one of those many people that have a sustainable income that they make off of YouTube. Like, maybe I'll be able to get myself like a decent 2-bedroom apartment. One bedroom will be to sleep in, the other one will be like a filming studio, and I just make YouTube videos to support myself. Well, that didn't work out. Essentially, Steve Tries was this, and still is, an unpopular series that gets maybe a few dozen views. I essentially do it because myself and my friends have fun doing it. So that's the reason why we've been doing it for so long because we enjoy doing it. But when I started doing it, it was just myself and BTW. In case you can't tell, I'm recording this on my phone, so excuse the shakiness. In any case, I started filming the video series on my own, just sitting in front of my camera and drinking stuff and commenting about how horrible it was. But, you know, things are always funnier when there's someone else there. And so I invited some friends to join the show. And I've had a few over the years I've been doing this. But the two regulars have been John and Paul. John and Paul. Now, if you're a long-time viewer, you noticed that about a year ago, John stopped appearing in those videos, and it became exclusively Paul. And then later on, my girlfriend, Ashley. Alright, so I'm not going to go into any details here, but John and Paul are longtime friends. They knew each other before I even moved back from the military, so they've known each other for... I got back about 5 years ago, so I'm going to say they've known each other for 7, maybe 8 years. They've been friends. They used to be really good friends. Matter of fact, they used to live together. John, he's had a rough life, and he's always fallen on hard times, and so eventually he started living with Paul and Amanda. But, you know, how they say, what is it, like, fish and house guests go bad after 3 days? Well, John was living with them for quite some time, and some stuff came up that I'm not going to go into, but eventually John and Paul and Paul's wife, Amanda, that you've seen in a few videos, they had a rather large falling out, and their friendship is over, destroyed. It's gone. So when John stopped appearing in the videos, that was the time that their friendship ended. It's very unfortunate. I'm still friends with the both of them. But suffice it to say, John is the party who is in the wrong there. So, in any case, that's why John stopped appearing in the videos. There was one video where it was myself, John, Paul, and I think Amanda who appeared in a Christmas video. And that one was actually recorded a year before. They had bought this Christmas stuff, and we were going to drink it, and we did drink it around Christmas time, but like a lot of my videos, I would shoot them all in batches, and then they would sit on my hard drive waiting to be, you know, edited, rendered, uploaded, and all that stuff. But by the time that I got through my backlog and I found this video, it was already March. And I said to myself, you know what, I'm not going to post a video about Christmas stuff in March. That's pretty ridiculous. So I said, you know what, I think this would be a good opportunity to actually save this and post it around Christmas time. So that's what I did. This video sat on my hard drive for an entire year before I put it out. That is the only reason that John was in a video that late in the game. But one of the big reasons that I haven't done Steve Tries in so long is for two reasons. First, being unemployed for so long, I had very little money. And so Paul was actually the one who was buying all the stuff that we were trying on the show. Occasionally, I would find something and say, you know what, I think I can afford this. So I would pick it up for the show. But mostly it was Paul who was buying the stuff. That's why Paul was on all those shows. Not just because, it was good to have someone else on the show, but because he's the one who bought all that stuff. And Paul lost his job. He found another one after a while, but it had been X amount of time, and he couldn't afford the place he was living at anymore with his wife, and his 2 kids. And so he ended up having to move. So he still lives relatively close by. He lives in the next city over. I still see him about once a week. But it's difficult for us to get together and shoot videos. So, yeah, I wouldn't feel right drinking the stuff that he had bought without him in the video. I would have to get express permission from him to do that. And every time I've seen him, it's always just slipped my mind. So that's the reason why I haven't done Steve Tries in so long. Not that it was a very popular series, but that's why it hasn't been done in so long. The most popular video that I ever did was actually about 2 years ago. I found this place online that sold bootleg 40K models. You might remember that video. So I ordered some stuff from them as like a test, and the stuff came in. So I shot a video of myself opening the box up and then taking them out and showing off the camera, like all close up and stuff, to show off the quality. Well, then I posted it online. That video generated a lot of views, a lot of responses, a lot of conversation. That thing just filled my inbox. Whenever someone would comment on that video or any of my videos, an email gets sent to me, and I would wake up in the morning and there would be like 57 emails from YouTube saying, hey, someone commented on your video. So I had to turn off notifications for that video because I couldn't handle it. That thing generated a lot of views. People were extremely polarized on either side of the fence. Some of them saying, yeah, stick it to GW. They keep raising their prices and reducing the amount of models that you get in a box. It used to be that you would pay, like $25 and you got like a box of like 8 or 10 models, and now you're paying about $45 or $50 and you're getting 5 models. So yeah, stick it to GW, buy those knockoff models. And then there are other people who are saying, you're a scumbag, you're stealing someone's intellectual property, fuck off and die, essentially. Personally, I loved it. I mean, if you're going to post a video on YouTube, you have to develop a thick skin. People always make comments, and, sometimes they're hurtful, and, I just got to try and get over it. So it's just part of the territory. Eventually, I had to get rid of that video. It was generating a lot of views for a video that I post. I mean, the thing had something like 25,000 views, which for me is like a massive amount of views. I know that for like the more popular YouTubers, it's like, oh, Jenna Marbles posts a video and has 25,000 views in 5 minutes. But for me, that was fantastic. I had been a paid partner on YouTube, meaning that they would post ads on my videos, and then I'd get a small amount of money for that. And if you don't know what this program is, essentially, they get to post ads on your videos, and then they cut you a check when you make at least $100. I'd been in the paid partner program for, let's say, about 8 years or so. It took me that long, I'm going to say about 6 or 7 years, to get my first $100. Yeah, so it was pretty sad. But then I put up that knockoff 40K model video, and oh my gosh, in the amount of time that it was up, which was I think about 3 or 4 months, I ended up getting $230 from YouTube, which you know, again, to the big YouTube people, is like a drop in the bucket. But to me, I mean, that was fantastic. I'd always said that, oh, I'm just gonna do something crazy when I get my first YouTube check. I was going to shoot a special video. We're gonna have a party. I was gonna, like, you know, order pizza and get like a cake and do something really special, like, for the viewers. And of course that didn't happen. It was so late in the game that I'm like, oh my gosh, I got like $100 from YouTube. Now I can afford to change the oil in my car and actually put some gas in it. I better go do that. Yeah, so I had that video up for about 4 months. It generated a lot of views. It made me a little bit of money. And then, of course, I got the inevitable cease and desist letter from Games Workshop. So, took the video down. I wasn't going to risk their wrath. But it was good while it lasted. So, anyhow, I tried to do some other YouTube videos, and nothing's really taken off. I know that when I first started on YouTube, I was the guy that would post videos about the world's smallest Transformers. Those are still up. You can watch them. They were shot on an old, crappy camera. There's background noise. There's white noise from the camera. It generated a lot of white noise. The pictures, it's kind of fuzzy, grainy, and I had to rush all the information I was giving because at that point in time, YouTube limited the amount of time you can make a video. So essentially, I was able to make a video that was a maximum of 10 minutes. So I put out a lot of information in those videos. But, you know, that was back when I was in the military. I had money to spend. I was making a salary. I wasn't working hourly, you know, like I am now. So I could afford to get, like, the really great Transformer stuff and do reviews of them. But I can't do that now. I would love to be able to go back and do Transformer reviews again. And very rarely, but still on a somewhat semi-regular basis, I'll get messages from people saying, when are you going to do more Transformer videos? When are you going to do more You Can Do It Too? And for people who don't know, You Can Do It Too was a video series that I started where I would show you very easy ways of making custom Transformer figures. And that was back when, you know, you wanted like a specific but slightly obscure Transformer character. And Hasbro and no one else was making it, so I would show you ways of making it. It was a customization video series. But now, there are tons and tons of third-party Transformers out there. So there's no reason for me to show people how to make like a custom Warpath or a Masterpiece Bumblebee. They've already made a Masterpiece Bumblebee. It's straight up official. They've made a few really good Warpath figures that will act as, you know, a Masterpiece Warpath Autobot. So there is no more need for You Can Do It Too. I kept saying that it's on an indefinite hiatus, but I do want it to return. I'm pretty much going to say right now that video series is not going to return. Because you can either just buy stickers off of repro labels and just label something up and lickety-split, you're done. Or you can just go to Hasbro, Takara, or some kind of a third-party Transformer maker, and they will have the character you're looking for. So there's no more need to make, for me, an amateur, to make and show off custom Transformers. I'll leave that for the big guys, you know, the Kyle Robinson, Shinobitron, Jin Saotome. I'll leave the pro stuff to those guys. In any case, I've been rambling on long enough. If there's any questions that you guys like to ask me, go ahead, leave them down there below. I'll get an email telling me that someone's commented on my video, and I'll see if I can answer it. Alright, so, thanks a lot for watching, and I'm signing out.